And if you have any type of health challenge that impacts your daily life or occasionally comes into play and impacts your quality of work or productivity, then this video is for you. So hi, I'm Simone G, Simone John Giordano, and I'm a lifestyle and business coach specifically for individuals who have any type of health issue that impacts your ability to run your business on a day-to-day basis, or how you're going to plan for the long term. So essentially, I help individuals, create that business, build that business from the ground up that's going to support your health, that's going to support your well-being, and that's going to help you achieve the success that you desire. So if you follow in that situation, that you have recently left, or you've left a while ago and you're still figuring things out, or you're thinking about leaving, then these are some questions that I want you to think about. So, and I'm going to share this a little. Let me step back and share a little bit about my story first. I left the corporate world in 2008, and I'm going to share about my last day. So there I was in systems doing project management, system conversions, new system implementation, basically IT stuff. So it was pretty demanding. I did enjoy my work, but it was demanding for me. So I also had been, on top of having several health conditions, I also had been in an accident 1 year prior, and I had severe back and neck injuries, and I wasn't getting the right help for that. So there I was at my computer, knowing I have deadlines coming up, but I was really struggling. I was struggling to move in a fluid way at all. I was struggling cognitively. I was struggling just to stay awake. So I can remember that today, like yesterday. I'm trying to type, my fingers, they're just not doing what I'm trying to tell them to do. And literally, how you kind of want to nod off doing that. And because of my neck injuries, I literally moved like super slow like that. And everything was so painful. And that caused flares with all the other health challenges that I had at the time. So, but I knew what to do. I was just going to get a cup of coffee to get me through that day, get through the day. Tomorrow will be better. That's all I could think of. So I slowly make my way out of the office, and I mean slowly, and down the elevator. And I was in downtown Pittsburgh working in a large bank at a time. And I remember exiting out, and it was a bright sunny day, and that sun felt so good on me, and just the warmth helped ease some of the pain. So the coffee shop was only a block. So I start making my way, and the next thing I know, I'm just kind of standing in the middle of the sidewalk, leaning against a wall. I know the coffee shop's this way and the bank's this way, but besides that, all I could think about was trying not to collapse onto the sidewalk. And there were pedestrians zooming around me, cars were zooming by and so forth, but I literally could not get one leg in front of the other. Thankfully, and a little bit embarrassing also, two coworkers came by, and they took one look at me, and they wanted to call the ambulance. And I remember I was like, no, 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 please don't call the ambulance. When you have chronic health challenges, you kind of get used to flare-ups and so forth, and you may not realize how bad they are. And in this case, I wasn't being honest with myself how bad it was. But I did not want to go to the hospital. I didn't want extensive tests. I didn't want all that time. I didn't want all the expenses and maybe answers or different answers or no answers. I just didn't want to deal with any of that. I just wanted to get back and have my husband come get me to take me home. So they got me back somehow, and my husband picks me up, and he takes one look at me. He's like, why don't you just quit? This job is killing you. I was like, what? Leave? That wasn't even on my radar to leave at that point in time. But we talked that night, and I knew he was right. I was struggling to get through the day. My health was in fast decline. So after leaving, what I did, I took time and I focused on my well-being, the best that I knew how at the time. And that's really important, is we don't necessarily know all the answers right off the bat. The thing is to be curious, keep trying, keep looking for answers, and to be grateful for what we do have. That is so, so important too. Sometimes it's easy to feel like our bodies are letting us down because we have these goals, these are things we want to do, and we think we can do it, and we try it, and we have setbacks. And that's actually what I refer to as the cycle of setbacks. We're feeling good. We start to build up. Maybe we're growing our business. Maybe we're doing more activities. And the next thing you know, we're just struggling again. Take a little rest, do the same thing. And with those cycle of setbacks, the truth is we're never going to achieve the success we desire. So we have to learn how to pace ourselves. And that was a lesson that took me not one or two, but 3 times to learn. So for example, once I started my business, essentially at the time I was offering early virtual assistant work, because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew I needed to find and create something that was flexible and adaptable while I worked on my well-being. And that was something that I could do if it was 2 in the morning, if it was a couple hours at a time, that I could make fit around my needs. And that's another thing. Self-awareness is so important, and it doesn't happen overnight, but the consistently becoming more and more aware of not only our beliefs and values, or where we're lacking skills, but what our needs are. How much time can you reasonably work in a day without negative health consequences or without feeling extremely fatigued and so forth? How much time can you spend at a desk, especially if you have injuries? I eventually got to a point where I couldn't even spend 5 minutes and do client work. My solution was to work out of a chair. And obviously since then I've come out of that, but those are the kinds of things that self-awareness is so important. So I want to backtrack. I talked about it took me not 1 or 2, but 3 times. So I started my business, and one of the things I'm extremely grateful for, I've always had a pretty easy time connecting with the right people to grow my client base. And I really focus on great customer service. So I've always had a really high retention rate as well. So I was able to grow my business. I offered skills that the market was needing, and I did so in a way that was very client focused. And that helped me to grow quite quickly, to be honest. Too quickly. So back to that pacing. I'd work on my well-being, work with new people and think, oh, I'm doing good. I can take on a little bit more. But without all the right systems in place, without all the right processes, without being truly honest with myself, I had to shut down first for a few months, refocus on my well-being, go back, do it again, shut down again another 3 months. And then the third time, I got this. I'm doing very well with my business, but I want to do better because I can. Those are 2 words I want you to keep in mind. I can, or I can do it. So basically, I reached out to a sales trainer in downtown Pittsburgh, and because I wanted to shift my clientele a little bit, learn how to offer better packages, learn how to really expand my business to a whole new level. And I thought my meeting went pretty well. He sat me down at the end of the meeting at this little round table, and he points to a poster on the wall. And on that poster is a triangle, and it says mind, body, spirit. And he looked at me and he said, your mind and your spirit are great, but until you learn how to take care of your body, your health, you are never going to achieve the success you desire. I was like, wow, I wanted to give this guy thousands and thousands of dollars, and he would not take it from me. And that, I'll always be grateful to this individual. The ethics he displayed, the compassion he displayed. It was hard, cold truth a little bit. Yes, I needed to hear it though. But instead of taking my money, he advised me, take more time for yourself. Plan on 6 months. So there I was again. I shut my business down for the 3rd and final time in the first 5 years. So this year at this point is 2012. And I'm very client focused. So I wanted to make sure my clients were well taken care of. So I reached out to a peer, trained her, and I handed over my client base to her so that my clients were well taken care of. Now that 6 months ended up being an entire year, but I came back stronger than ever. I had all new skills. I was better able to focus and listen to the signals my body was telling me, to know when to step back, to know when to go ahead and work a little bit more, or to say, hey, you know what, I'm having a really productive day, but If I keep going, I might not be working much tomorrow. That's what I mean when I say listening to your body. And so there's two foundations here to the success. It's the foundation of you, and that's taking care of your well-being, doing all the basics, absolutely. Depending on type of health challenges that you might have, there can be a lot of extra there, and it can be very challenging to find the right people to work with, the people who understand, the people who aren't going to push your body too hard, the people who are going to be able to help you get the right answers. And this is part of what I refer to as building your dream team. We aren't successful on our own. When I look back to this period in my life, I fired all my doctors. I literally fired every single one of them, except for one. I did keep the individual for assistant with help with my lungs. Everybody else out the door. And I rebuilt based on my values, my beliefs. I took control. I took more accountability. I didn't just listen. I'm not saying don't listen to your doctors. That is not the message here at all. The message is it's okay if you're not happy with the service you're getting, just like in business, to go ahead and find somebody else. So by doing that, I was able to finally start to find the right answers. I was so able to, and that helped me get the right help. So literally at the time, I could hardly move my head. I could not lift my arms. This was impossible for me. For years, I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. I went 11 years without being able to do this. Look up. I stayed curious. I stayed grateful. I kept looking for answers. I kept looking for the people who would believe in me. If you have chronic health issues, you know that can be a challenge. There's stigma, there's dismissal, there's disbelief, there's hey, it's in your head. Stay positive. Keep looking for the right individuals for you. They are out there, and there's more and more people with that kind of mindset who are able to help you. More and more doctors are being better trained to be able to work with individuals who have different kinds of chronic health issues. It's a matter of finding the right fit, keeping hope, knowing that even if you don't aren't able to heal from something right away or ever, you can still make progress. You can manage it better. You can build your life and build your business around it. And that is so key. And this is really important to me, and it's something I really stress with individuals I work with, before you start to build your business, or if you already have and you're struggling, back up a little bit and say, what are my needs? What do I need to support my well-being on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis to be successful, to feel my best? Is it any type of modality work? Is it any type of, from massage to acupuncture or physical therapy, occupational therapy? What's going to help you get where you will function best? Movement is important. Literally, and let me back up there and say, I understand if that might even, for some people, feel overwhelming. I have had periods of more than I probably want to admit, running my business out of bed. Literally, the most I could do was some isometrics, a few at a time. I know how much of a struggle it can be. So that is not this just, hey, you can do everything right off the bat. I'm saying work towards it, whatever pace works for you, wherever you are on your journey. Don't give up. One little step at a time. You never know when you're going to meet that person or get over one hurdle that opens the doors to get over 3 more hurdles. Just having that mindset of curiosity, of solutions and so forth is so important. So back to, I know I'm jumping around here. I get kind of excited about some of this. So back to the foundation of you. Yes, your basics, your sleep, your diet, your nutrition, your movement, wherever you are with that. That is also important. But it's also important to be able to listen to your body. What are the signals it's giving you? And I mean that without being hyper vigilant, where over focusing on everything to just, hey, so much going on. I'm just going to put the blinders on and work. I've seen people go both ways. I've probably been in both places at different times in my life. So it's taking a more balanced approach and saying, what's impacting me the most and what can I do about it? Who can help me? And how can I, again, build my business around those needs? It's also important that, but in addition to needs, is what's the lifestyle you want? And I'm not talking the big fancy house, the whatever luxury items. No, when you step back and you're just being you in a happy, peaceful, content state, what do you need in your life? What is your day-to-day life like? Life is not all vacation. So it's easy. There's a lot of over glorification going on right now of live this lifestyle and it's all great and wonderful and it's exciting. Yeah, vacations have their time. They have their place. I love them. But the fact is that's not everyday life. So what do you want your day to look like? And you need to keep that in mind as you build your business. And then financially, this is where I don't agree with a lot of information out there. You're not going to hear me say, you need to make $100,000 in the first year, or you need to make $200,000, or hey, let's go for that 10K month in the first 90 days. You're not going to hear that from me. Do you know why? Because if you don't have the right systems in place, if you don't have the right network in place, if you don't have the right skills, it's not going to be sustainable. And if you have health problems, trust me, you could be forcing yourself to have to close your business, because your health, if you don't have all the right systems in place, or at least enough to take care of you and your business, it's that hustle, it's that push, push, push. It's that I can do this. That so many individuals are so great about bringing that excitement, making it sound so easy, so achievable, and just have the right mindset and you'll achieve it. I don't agree with it. Can it happen? Absolutely. And if you have 10,000 people going through a program, you're going to have some people who have that success, that immediate success. Does it mean all 10,000 are going to have it? No, it's not going to be the case. Could all 10,000? Maybe, but it takes a lot more than that. So really, to build your business, to support your well-being, and do I believe you can get there? Yes. No matter where you're at in your journey right now, yes. I'm just saying about my point is just don't start with that mindset. Start with what you need financially. For some people, $100,000 is nothing. For others, it's a lot. So it's about knowing your needs, where you need to be. Where do you need to be? Literally, financially, how much do you need to earn? If you need to earn $20,000 a year to have a successful business, that's fine. If it's $10,000, wonderful. I know individuals on disability who have a cap of what they can earn. And because if they are too successful and are forced off disability, their health's not going to allow them to work full time to sustain that. So people are all over the gamut, and it's okay. It's about what's doing right for you, your family, your loved ones, with where you are right now. So when you back up and pick where you really are financially right now, now you can build your business around that. If you are in the situation where, hey, $2,000 or $3,000 a month is a situation that can be game changing for you, or that allows you to work and contribute in a way that you love, and that you're helping people and you're helping other individuals, and that's what success is for you, wonderful. Societal norms used to be this culture of push, 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 hustle, just keep going, and very demanding, power oriented. And it's almost swung too far in the pendulum to be that it's all about this well-being, that it's all you can build anything and it can happen so easy. And you can, but it might not be as easy as some individuals try to bring to the table. It might be, and it's so wonderful. But the truth is, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of planning. And I love being an entrepreneur. I love the journey. I love wearing the different hats. I love growing my team. I love growing my network. I would not trade it for anything, but I've also been at this for 13 plus years. So when you're building your business and you know your needs, I'm going to give a more tangible example. Say you have 3 different conditions or health challenges, and with some of those crop up periodically, maybe it's migraines, maybe it's seizures, maybe it's some type of pain. And others, you have maybe a low or not so low lying level of pain going on. And pain, physical pain, can be very fatiguing. And as one person I saw put it so well today, is before all the pain police hop in and say, hey, that pain is just in your head. Yeah, you know what? A lot of our bodily functions come from messages from our head. Pain can be real. Pain is real. I know what it's like to be literally passing out in pain from injuries and so forth. So you'll never hear me question your pain. So you got to take that into account. So if you have that kind of pain and you're going to push through all day because that's what the experts say to do, it's going to be, can you be successful? I don't know your situation well enough, but for a lot of people it can be, but at a great, great cost to the quality of your life and financially to long-term opportunities with your business. One of the hardest things to do, but most critical if you have health challenges, is to know when to say no. And I'm not talking about setting boundaries about, no, that person is toxic in my life, I'm going to say no. I'm talking about setting boundaries around your business. So I want to back up and share a story about opportunities that sound so good. How can you possibly pass them up? They're so good for you. They're so good for your business. They're so good for the growth, and you want to serve in that way. So before I had my 3rd shutdown that I had talked about earlier, when I was shut down for an entire year, I was approached by Duquesne University to build a program to teach to the staff. What an opportunity to teach to the staff at Duquesne University, fill in the blank, any size business, a university, a medical facility, whatever. What a great opportunity. And I was invited to do this, and I went and I presented, and they're like, hey, we love that. We want you to go head forward with this. And I did. Now, this is on top of doing my running my business as was. Well, guess what happened? My body couldn't handle it. Yes, it was a great opportunity, but developing a program is a big job, especially for a university level. So, and this was all day presentation. I was struggling to use my hands at the time. I had a lot of pain. So to try to stand for a better part of a day and present was incredibly painful. Now to do that 4 days in a row, after really pushing to create that, I did it. It went well, but guess what? That was the key project that led to my 3rd shutdown that lasted an entire year. I loved doing the work, but it was not for me at that time in my life. So I said yes to an opportunity, and it cost me my business for a year. So that's what I mean about really being open to say, is this opportunity good for me right now? Is it good for my business? Is it good for my well-being? If you don't ask yourself those kinds of questions, and I see it happening too often, and I'll be honest, it kind of breaks my heart because I see people making progress and this great opportunity comes and they say yes, and they're struggling. They're back to that cycle of setbacks, just trying to get by. And if you know what I mean by that feeling of just trying to get by, is that how you want to live your life? Is that how you want to run your business? Is there really a financial value you can put on that? That's why I say, don't start with your financial goal. Understand your needs, understand the lifestyle you want, understand your capabilities, be willing to expand those capabilities, work on all your entrepreneurial skills. And you can have fun doing that. But when you do that and you focus on building that business from the bottom up, maybe you're going slower than somebody else, maybe you're going slower than all the memes and posts you see on social. And we all know there's a lot of individuals who are not being as successful as they come off. And that's okay. We are all trying to do our best. We all want to be successful, and we all deserve to be successful. So it's okay, but also just take it with a grain of salt sometimes that, maybe they're being that successful. Maybe they are. Hope they are. There's plenty of room for everyone to play in the field. I do operate from a sense of abundance and collaboration and supporting each other. And the more we do that, I think the less need there'll be for individuals for so many facades to be out there. Because if we're really truly helping each other out, if we're really truly collaborating, if we're really truly supporting each other, so many more people can be successful, and we can all be successful together and grow together and learn from each other. To me, that can be a wonderful part of entrepreneurship. And that's a wonderful way to build your network. That's a wonderful way to grow your business. And it's a wonderful way to live, to be honest. So that's several strategies, tips, and so forth. To sort of recap is, if you don't take care of your health, if you don't take care of your body and keep continually trying to get it in a better place, then we really put ourselves at risk as that cycle of setbacks. And that cycle of setbacks, I know it's not fun. But to understand that we can have so much more, even if you're in a place of, hey, life's hard, I'm just trying to get through the day. What can I take away from this? You can take away that by working on your well-being from curiosity, being willing to look at different approaches, being willing to put your well-being first. And I mean that from the sense of what you do every day, how you look at life also. Knowing that maybe it'll take you a little while to get to where you want. Maybe it won't take you anywhere near as long as you think. Maybe in 2 months, you can have a business that's thriving to meet your needs. It is possible. Maybe it'll take longer, but the thing is to keep your end goal in sight, be honest with yourself, accept your limitations. I didn't get into the whole power of a can. There'll be other videos on that, but accept your limitations, because when you do, when you step back and you say, hey, oh my gosh, if I work at the desk for 4 hours, I'm going to be down. Fine. Let's build your business around that. What can you do for 2 hours? How can you break that up? Can you change your work environment? Can you work out of a chair? Can you support your head? What can you do to work that length of time, or a little less, a little more? So once you start to say, I can't do that, then you get to devise solutions that do work for you. And that's the beauty of the power of I can. It's ultimately about saying, I can't do something. And remember, I said early on to say, remember about I can. Sometimes it's very beneficial for us to say, I can't do that. And it's okay. Now, what are my needs? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? Now that you accept that, now that you've really truly accept that, no longer denying your needs, no longer denying your limitations, you have all kinds of options to find the solutions that will work for you. And that is a way to make your business successful alongside health challenges. So that's a lot of information. I hope you've gained some valuable insights. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to my site at simone.net. If you'd like to start building your dream team today, you can go to balanceupyourdreamteam.com, and there is a little guide that you can download with 5 steps to add the first person to your dream team. So that's it. Take care. Thank you.